Welcome to the Fuck Fentanyl podcast. I'm Luis Romero. I'm the Fuck Fentanyl guy. And this is actually a really milestone episode. We are at episode 200. And I had to bring a really, really killer guest here. This is my friend Rio. How you doing, Rio?
I'm good. It's such an honor to be on here. You've been asking me, I think, for the last
Almost a year.
year and a half, maybe. Yeah, maybe a year, somewhere in between. And yeah, I'm just grateful I had the time to get on here and join you, especially for 200. That's a huge deal.
Yeah, absolutely.
Really big deal.
I had to bring a big one. I had to bring a killer.
I'll try my best. Well, very cool.
So, I'm pretty familiar with your story, but we'll just do a little bit of your background. Where'd you grow up?
Yeah, I grew up in Carlsbad, the mean streets of Carlsbad, California.
Malos.
Yeah, right. I've heard that a couple times. But yeah, no, I grew up in a pretty privileged area of North County and yeah, and then a little bit in Oceanside. So most of it starts in Carlsbad, and like my dad was raised in Carlsbad. He was born in Oceanside in 1957, moved here, and moved to Carlsbad in like the 60s because his dad was military. And
okay.
so my whole family has been in San Diego and mostly North County area for sure.
A good minute, like 50 years.
Yeah, and then my dad worked for the city of Carlsbad on top of it too. So trying to be like a mischievous teenager was nearly impossible.
Right.
Because everyone knew Clayton, and they were like, "Oh, are you Clayton's daughter?" And I remember getting rolled. I was like 14 years old with a bottle of Jose Cuervo on Tamarack Beach, and I was streaking like any good teenager does.
Hell
and
yes.
Right? And I get rolled, and these cops are like, patting everyone down. They gave me a big T-shirt to put on because I was not, of right state of mind. And they're like, "Oh, we're gonna call your parents." My dad comes down the big hill at Tamarack Beach, and the sergeant or whoever it was like, "Clayton, what are you doing here?" And he's, "Oh, that one's mine," and he's pointing at me. And from that time on, it was always like, "You're Clayton's daughter," And so it was, my dad, God bless his heart. He has ran into more issues with me and getting sober in the area that I grew up with, and and then him being, the person he is. My dad is actually met my mom in AA.
Oh, nice.
In 1984.
13 stepping?
Yeah, 13 stepped like a motherfucker.
That's right. Good job.
And so my mom, she's from Lakeside. She's like a super East County chick.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Really?
I only know how to fight verbally because of my dad and fight physically because of my mom. She is so East County, it's crazy. and yeah, she moved. She, ran into her own struggles out there after high school, and so she moved up to Oceanside, which at the time in the 80s, Oceanside wasn't some shiny place. It was pretty dangerous, we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, it'd be a little rough.
Yeah, and so she, started going to AA meetings, met my dad, and they, one thing led to the next, and so they stayed sober for a while, and but there was a 99% chance I'd end up here. And now here I am,
Right.
And I've been sober now since July 19th of 2023.
Wow.
Which is the most time I've ever had sober.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's
pretty
amazing.
Pretty fucking cool,
Yeah.
But I've known you, I think, a little longer than that.
Yeah.
I got sober in 2020.
I remember, I think, I met you in, it was a meeting in North County. I'm trying to remember which one, but
the young people one, I think we'd met at, and then HA. There was
HA, yes.
Do you remember? Okay, this was when the pandemic was going on, and the meeting at the park. It was at Lucadia Park.
Lucadia Park. I remember that. Yep.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, this is really, it's like a skate park. We're on the ramp.
In the dark.
Yeah, in the dark.
In the full dark with just a bunch of heroin at it.
Yeah, we looked like we were a satanic cult.
Yeah, there was candles in them.
Yeah, there was candles.
And, oh my God, and that was the first meeting I ever came to.
No way.
Was that park meeting, the HA one.
Yeah.
And it was so funny because I had never been introduced to AA. This is before I even went to rehab. And my buddy, Alex, who's still sober, he picked me up from my parents' house. He had maybe 5 months sober.
Okay.
And I was like, how the fuck is this guy doing this? And so I knew to reach out and ask for help. That's all I knew how to do. and he took me to that meeting, and I just thought it was the craziest thing because that's where I met, like, we all know Vegas.
Yeah, Vegas.
And I met Vegas that night, and I go, these motherfuckers are insane. There's no way they're sober.
Yeah.
But I was like, these are my people, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And then I got sober shortly after that. I think I used one last time, and then I was off to rehab.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, and it was that was in 2020. That was during the pandemic, and I didn't stay sober.
Yeah, that's tough. That's a tough time to stay sober, man. It was wild with all those secret meetings like that.
Right,
You know?
speakeasy meetings or whatever they were calling them, and then the Zoom meetings. Yeah, what a time to be trying to get clean
Right.
sober for the first time.
For the first time ever, like this is your introduction to recovery.
Right. But yeah, I mean, sobriety's had its ebbs and flows for sure.
Yeah.
And like, I never thought when I got sober at 25 originally, and I just couldn't picture life sober.
Yeah.
And like, even before that, I had ran into my fair share when I was younger. Like, 14, I started using, like all sorts of different substances and drink. Like, I hated drinking, but I loved the effects, so I would torture myself to do it.
Yeah, push yourself.
Yeah, living in random places. Like, I have like a pretty weird relationship with my family too. So like from a young age, like my parents are like latchkey. They're like kind of free for all, free spirited, like almost like hippies in a weird.
Really?
Yeah. If you see my dad, with the long hair. And he
Yeah,
just
that's true.
kind
Kind of looks a little like you too.
Yeah, we're doppelgangers, honestly. But yeah, like just kind of growing up very free for all, and like my parents were never worried about grades, or they just want to make sure like the dishes were done, and it was kind of like just do whatever the hell you want,
Yeah, it's the bare minimum, and then you're good. You're free to do whatever you want.
Yeah. And then I would get into it really heavily with my mom because she's one of us,
I see.
I love her because I learned to love her in this program.
I see.
And but yeah, it would get the physical altercations and just get messy, and eventually once I got like enough confidence, I was fighting back and
I see.
beating mom up and just like being that like ratchet 15-year-old. And yeah, so we would get into that, and then I'd run off, or they'd kick me out, and
Really?
ended up living with a 41-year-old lady.
What?
Yeah. Like,
Well, you're a teenager?
yeah. While I was still in high school, this lady like took me in with another girlfriend of mine, and her son was a heroin addict.
Oh.
And I used to get so sad, and the reason I got to stay there initially was to take care of her grandson.
Yeah.
So her grandson was in the house, and her daughter who had the grandson was in jail and like wasn't coming out because she had committed a pretty nasty crime. And so we were taking care of this kid, and still using, still drinking, but like back then it's like you don't have those responsibilities like you do in your later 20s or early 20s or whatever. And I would just, that's all I did. I'd drink, I'd use, and then I'd watch this kid. But like one night, and I didn't know her son was a heroin addict, right? Like I knew some people like dabbled in it, but it was never like addict official.
Sure, right.
So
Junkie.
True junkie. And that was like my first like understanding of a true junkie.
Right.
And I was reaching up to get the kid some like clothes or whatever on top of the shelf, and I pricked myself with needles. And then there's like a shit ton of spoons up there, and I'm like, I'm knowledgeable enough to understand what's happening.
Right.
And I think that was like this is what this is about. And we started, after that, it like opened a whole new world of like ill behavior, like incomprehensible demoralization, like it talks about in our big book.
Yeah.
And yeah, it just was like I came to was it the crossroads where it was like I can keep living here knowing what I know now, or I can go and find my way back to my parents and like make that relationship work, so I have some sort of structure.
Right.
And I was like the teenager who was like, screw it, we're staying here, I'm gonna do this. And I did that for a long time, and it caused a lot of wreckage, and I did really awful things to continue getting high, to continue satisfying the place that I was living, continuing to like build these shitty relationships that like felt so important at the time.
Right.
And yeah, but all in while I'm still taking the fucking transit bus, the 325 to Carlsbad High School or CVA, Carlsbad Village Academy. For the bad kids of Carlsbad, it's like
The bad.
yeah, like nothing. Yeah, right. I always thought I was so hard too.
Yeah.
Right? I thought I was so hard. I would throw on some like Dickies and a white tee, and I'm like mess with it. And like I mean, take a good look at my complexion. I'm not very hot. Yeah, I was super tough. But no, I used to have this like thing about me where I was just like talked a certain way, like it was awkward to watch, you know. But I thought if you got in fights and if you stole and you did all the bad things, you got arrested, you know. I remember my school having to go on lockdown because I was getting arrested for I beat some girl up in the back of this like parking structure at Knockout in Carlsbad, and they like shut down the whole campus, and I was like, fuck you, all them cops. I told my principal I was gonna like kill him and his family. It was awful. Like, but I thought I was like so rad, you know?
Yeah.
And yeah, I just like fed into this idea of what like a bad girl looks like.
Sure.
You know, and I wanted it.
Oh, okay.
And I remember watching that movie, like 13.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? And they're like girls that were raised in like Hollywood.
Yes.
And I was like, that's what I want to be like. You know, like that's what I looked up to. And that's so shitty.
Funny.
But yeah, I mean, just using and running around at a really young age. And then shit got serious and I met him.
Uh-oh.
And yeah, right. There's always an uh-oh after him.
A him.
And yeah, and he is, and he was great. And he still is great. He's my son's dad.
Oh, okay.
And we had my son, and I was 23. You know, I after like 20, 21, I was starting to like want this like different life than I was used to. Mm-hmm. And I thought I could totally mellow out and like come to.
Right. Yeah. I think a lot of people would think that, like, you know,
right.
You're getting serious with somebody, you're having a kid, like, you know, you're gonna mature.
Yeah, we got engaged and everything. Like it looked good on paper.
Of course.
Yeah, so you're like, okay, cool. We'll have a kid. And
yeah.
well, everything will be happily ever after. You know?
Ending, yes.
Yeah, and I had a lot of people rooting for me at the time because they saw that I was getting better than when I was, you know, 14 on. Mm-hmm. And so having this baby now, I thought, well, what do I do now? You know, and like Party Girl Rio was gone. I was now just, you know, my son's mom and Nick's wife, and like just I lost all identity, you know. So I had that postpartum depression.
Oh, for sure.
And that's when shit got really dark, and I just wanted attention, and I didn't really care how like I found it.
Right.
So anyone who gave it to me, I was like, I'm in love with you, you know.
Absolutely.
So after a year of my son being little, I took off, and I handed my son over to his dad, and I said, I can't do this. It's getting in the way of my life.
Wow.
And so at that point, like I was using, you know, whatever, cocaine, drinking, partying till like 6 a.m. and then eventually like I found what I once loved, and that was crystal.
Oh.
And like, crystal. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah.
I'll make things better.
Yeah. Like as if life wasn't going really bad. It was like, let's tweak.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
stay up for days.
Right. Exactly. And it made all the little anxiety or like sadness like shift, you know, and like all I could think about was Rio and like what I wanted to do, and like that was my sole focus. And then right as this is all happening, the pandemic hits.
Okay.
So I'm getting free money from the government.
Oh, that's right.
I'm getting a stimulus check.
Oh, man.
I've now applied for EBT. They're giving me a bunch of money. Like, although I didn't eat, I don't know what I spent any of my EBT on, you know, and I'm just fully in my disease, you know, and I didn't, like, most people would feel bad and be like, I reached out and I wanted to be a part of my son's life. I didn't want that. Like, I just was so content with being selfish and like living in my world, you know what I mean? And a lot of people like I talked to today, they're like, why do you say that? Like, why are you so, like, cause that's my truth. Like, if I weren't to tell the next woman who, like, lies for herself every day and, like, didn't say that she was selfish at one point, like, you won't fix it.
That's true.
You know what I mean? And we run into that a lot of the times in the rooms, is like people will be like, "Oh no, well if you would understand," like you victimize yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was such a victim to situation back then. You know.
That's how we go in.
Right, and it's like if you wouldn't, if they wouldn't have done this to me, I wouldn't end up here. If that guy didn't like hurt me back then.
Yeah, it's their fault. It's their fault.
Right, right, and I'm sure you can understand because you have like your shit and having your dad and your uncles, all that stuff. Like, I know your story a little bit, pretty well. But like everyone we can point the finger at, friends, homies. And it's just like, I no longer wanted to be the victim to like life situation, but I stayed in that for a while and, was using with some people that like, really did some wreckage in my life. Yeah. And I was, we get so like attached to whatever is there, you know what I'm saying? So I would end up more involved in the lifestyle than the drugs.
I see.
You know what I mean?
I totally understand that.
It was like the drugs just came along with it and made it easier to do the bad things,
Right.
And then, I got a few God shots where I was pulled over, put in handcuffs, gone out of that. Like, I've always been this, like, oh, it's okay. I'm a sweetheart. Like, still thinking
I'm not playing tough there.
No, exactly. Like, I was such a fake bitch the whole time.
For sure.
Like, I've gotten in so much trouble that I'm always just like,
Yeah.
I promise I'm going to change.
Yeah.
Everything's okay.
Well, okay.
Right. And then the people I was running around with, too, they weren't trying to get me. They're trying to get those people. Like I was just a small fish in a big pond. Yeah. And so, I always played the cards right. I always twirled the hair. I always like did whatever anyone asked me to do to like get my ass out of trouble. And so that's what happened. And then eventually like I hit that really hard bottom where I got my kid taken away. Officially, I was about to sign his rights, like my parental rights over to his dad. Really? I just got my car, like I said, repoed, house gone. Yeah. Best friends aren't talking to me. No money, no job. The stimulus checks are far and few between. Yeah. All the casinos have my money because that's the only thing I like to do is press that fucking button for like 6 days straight, And like, I've won a good amount of money and I still leave there empty-handed, Oh,
yeah. Right.
30 grand is for sure at Paula Casino right now with my name on it. And,
ain't that a bitch?
It is. I'm like, God damn it. I still go there sometimes sober.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, because
you want to talk?
I don't stay. It's almost like a test to myself. Like I'll be there like 2 hours and I'm like, oh, I still can do this, but I can walk away now, whatever. I haven't done that in like a year, but
oh really?
Yeah.
I mean, I've done it, man. Like where it's just like right to the zero. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, another 100. So bad. But yeah, I do that with like Keno machines and stuff.
Yeah.
I'll be like, push all the numbers. I get so excited still. It's so sad. It's like, what?
It can be addiction.
That dopamine,
It might be addiction.
Right. And then, I hit that bottom. And I was like, 102 pounds soaking wet.
Wow.
Like riding around in this police interceptor with like no insurance. Don't know who it belonged to, started with a screwdriver. And to get back at my ex before I like left to rehab, I took the starter out of it.
Oh, what?
So I was like, try and move this now, motherfucker.
Yeah.
And like just a complete fucking weirdo. And and I remember hitting my knees to the ground and being like, God, just take this away from me. Yeah. Like, I don't care if you have to like physically remove me from this life, but just get me out of this. Whatever this is, I'm done. And I called my mom, who I hadn't talked to in over a year. Okay. And she was like, I'll come get you. Where are you? And that's when she found me with that shitty car. I had like a bunch of calligraphy pens because I thought I was an artist. Like one of those tweakers.
Oh, that's art.
And I was like, these are my most valuable things. It was like calligraphy pens, a moleskin notebook, just total fucking tweaker. And she found me in a parking lot in Oceanside, and she was like, "Oh, honey, you look bad." Like it was rough. And like the first, I don't know, 6 days were really rough after that. Cause I kept using a little bit in my parents' house and like eventually, they said like I couldn't afford detox. So I had to detox at home.
Oh, fuck. Seriously?
Yeah. And like I'm detoxing off crystal. Like it wasn't fentanyl at the time. I'd only seen like a handful of people like do it, but it wasn't like with like me.
It was.
But one guy died on us.
Really?
And we like had to use like 3 different Narcans. Really? And this is right before I got clean. Like back in I want to say June of 2020.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that, like I didn't know what it was that they were doing. Fentanyl had not been.
Right.
The only time I've ever been like giving fentanyl was when I had a C-section.
I see.
For my son. So that's the only time I ever heard about it.
Right. But the medical stuff.
The medical stuff, which is fantastic. You know, but it was gnarly. That and Dilaudid. And but yeah, this guy, he like turned blue, and the only time I've ever seen anyone like overdose was on blues and heroin and then the fentanyl thing. But I didn't know about Narcan.
Oh no.
No.
Yeah, it was not.
It wasn't a big thing. And so they're shoving this shit in the guy's nose and squeezing. And I'm like, is he going to live?
Right.
You know, it's like, this is it. This
yeah.
looks like what I do on Tuesday when my allergies suck, you know? And so my first thing, cause I'm a fucking runner.
Yeah.
Right. It's like, I'm running away from the situation.
Absolutely right.
I don't care. Like if this guy dies, he dies. But
right.
He came to, but I was already halfway down the alley, waiting for the police to show up in a bush, you know, because I can't fucking deal with anyone else's shit but my own.
No.
So, that was my first interaction with the fentanyl overdose.
That's a fucking nuts.
It was the weirdest shit. And then, I, like I said, got sober in 2020, did not stay sober. I stayed sober like a year.
How long did you stay sober?
A year and a half.
Oh,
17 months, I think.
That's not bad, though, for your first attempt.
Yeah, but, I mean, you know a lot of my story. It was like I was sober, but I was still getting in, like, still with the people.
Yeah.
Doing the things.
That's right.
You know, getting in the getaway car.
Old behaviors.
Yeah, still helping people shoot their neck. You know, like, it was old behaviors, but showing up to meetings, you know, like, I work the steps, sponsoring women.
Yeah, you were? No way.
So fucking embarrassing.
Oh, man.
I'm like, you can have it too.
Yeah.
While I'm living like this
right.
double life, I'm like, God, I have no God, no conception of God, and telling you I do, you know, it was just miserable. And I have a sponsor. She's still my sponsor.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
From the first time?
Yeah, you know her.
Yes, of course I know her. That's awesome. She might have been a guest on my podcast.
She may have been. I don't know if I'm making the right spot, but yeah, she saved my life, you know.
That's amazing.
Yeah, even when I was out, and she would call me after I relapsed, and because she taught me how to be a mom. She taught me how to like work the steps with another individual, even though like I was, you know, clearly not doing the best. She still sat down every time and opened it up, talked about God, talked about how that we have to help the alcoholic who suffers, talked about how we, you know, find in ourselves that we're have the spiritual malady, and how we have a daily reprieve, and how our spiritual maintenance, or our sobriety is contingent on our spiritual maintenance, whatever.
Okay.
Big book stuff. And
Yes.
but she like made it so it was palatable for me. Like I could understand what she would say, because I came in just really unable to grasp this thing that you guys had.
Right.
I didn't understand why there's this old book from 1936 that I have to fucking read.
Yeah, it's very hard to read.
Yeah, word for word. The doctor's opinion still doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah, no, it doesn't.
And and eventually, you know, I let, you know, resting on my laurels and being lonely and feeling like I was special and unique, like I thought myself out of this program.
I see.
And so it was February 26th of 2022 that I relapsed, and it started with like one Pacifico.
Really?
Oh, well, it's like for I know, Pacifico of all fucking drinks.
All drinks.
And then one Pacifico in, I'm like, I got this. Like, what are you guys talking about? You know,
all lies.
I'm not an alcoholic.
Yeah.
It's you guys. And
Yeah.
then the next Pacifico, and then it was like rail.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That was it.
Then I'm like, crystal anyone? You know, it's just,
So it. Let's go.
that's all it takes, you know?
Yeah.
And it took me a year of doing that to like
Wow.
come back here. A year and some change, you know, like pretty miserable, the incomprehensible demoralization. And,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's been a complete change this time around. And when I was out there, like they talk about it in the rooms, I'm sure you know, it's like the head full of AA, belly full of booze.
Yeah.
And that's fucking miserable.
Oh, fuck.
You know what I mean? And I would be high as a fucking kite, like up for 3 days, telling everyone in the room how amazing AA is and that they need it. But I'm good.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
like-
You're spreading the message.
Yeah, I was like, you guys are the alcoholics who suffer. If you just listen to what I'm doing, you'd get it. And
That's awesome.
yeah, spreading the good work. It's so funny because I bring my book with me whenever I go and do stuff like this.
Oh, really? Let me see.
And it's like still has the 2020 advancement.
Oh, your first day.
Yeah, my first little big book. And it's got like, oh, it's only got 2. It's got 2 little sobriety dates.
Oh, wow. Cool, dude.
But it's the same big book I got when it's a $20,000 big book, by the way.
$20,000.
Yeah, you know, because this came from rehab.
Yeah.
So it cost me a shit ton. But I kept that fucking thing. And I remember always thinking like, I'm just going to throw it out.
Yeah.
You know, like this doesn't work.
Right.
And but I just couldn't part from it. Even like moving from different place to different place, like it stayed with me. And I'm grateful it did, because eventually like I did open it up again. And Sherry would call me, or you know, my sponsor. she'd be like, are you done? I'd be like, I don't know yet. And she's like, okay, well, call me when you are. Next week, she'd call. She's like, are you fucking done? She checked on me every week.
Yeah.
And just waited for me to be done. And that was the kind of love like I hadn't felt. You know what I mean? Like when we're out there, like we're not looking for that. You know, I'm looking for what's gonna benefit me. They're looking for what's benefiting them. It's not this like, and it, you know, we're just take. And she didn't want to take anything from me. She just wanted to give to me.
Right.
And I, you know, finally made that call to her again, and I got sober. You know, it's just crazy.
That's awesome.
Yeah, like losing all the while, like when I relapsed, like I lost my son again.
Yeah.
I lost the car. I lost the job. Everything that I gained, like we talk about the 9-step promises, like everything I gained in that year and a half, I lost in 2 weeks.
I see.
You know, and so things started to, you know, get real dark, and I called her, and things, you know, I end up in a meeting of Alcoholics Anonymous. I end up, you know, meeting some people that I knew before and going to other meetings with them and so on and so forth. And eventually my sponsor's like, are you ready to like give up all those things that you were holding back on before? And I said, yeah. And at that point, all those things that I was still doing were not even a part of my life at that point. Like I'd burned even those things.
Did you bring those bridges?
Yeah, like even those friends and those dudes and those like avenues of making money, like gone.
Out of the social club.
Yeah, everyone was like, you can't bang people's boyfriends, Rio, and still hang out.
That's unacceptable.
They're like, you're kind of like blowing it right now.
Yeah.
And I was an untrustworthy friend. Like I was just so focused on what I wanted, and in that moment what was going to make me happy, that I didn't give a fuck who I hurt.
Right.
You know, and that's not the alcohol or drugs, that's me. Like that's the me problem. Alcohol and drugs are merely a solution to the inner workings of Rio.
Absolutely.
You know, and people get that fucked up. Like just because you stop drinking, just because you stop using, doesn't mean you're any less of a fucking asshole.
Right.
You know, like
damn.
And you think that that's like the cure, it's like one cure all, and it's not. Like the book explains to you how to live life on a daily basis.
Right.
And that's what changed my perspective. And I remember reading the first 164 pages of the big book like I'd never read it before. Right. You know, and I picked it apart. I even bought the fucking, plain language big book.
Oh, no way.
For people like me who can't read that well.
I can't read that.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, so this makes sense, right? And reevaluating it, and the big book started to make more sense. And then I utilized that to do my steps with my sponsor. Then my sponsor and me finished steps. I go and I worked with another alcoholic, right?
Yeah.
And then working steps with another alcoholic changed it completely shifted my experience in AA. And that was when I finally, like, my mind opened up and I sat down and the big book became alive because I watched it now work in someone else's life outside of my own, you know? And that is like the gifts that we get here if we stay sober long enough.
It is.
You know, and then people seem to skim this part of the program is like not reading the first or the 42 personal stories in the back.
Yeah.
Those are like the best part. Those are the meats and potatoes. Like you need that because those are experiences that show you how to get through a lot of things that you're going to face.
Absolutely.
You know, and like the resentments, I think it's what is it? Bondage, freedom of bondage. On 452, I might be completely wrong on that 552. I don't know. One of those pages.
Close to it.
I could pull it up, but we're good. We'll find it later. But it's freedom of bondage, and on the last page of that story, it talks about resentment.
Yeah.
And how if you pray for someone every week or for 2 weeks every night, eventually that resentment will like fade, and you'll actually want to pray for them,
Right.
and wish them better. And for me, when my sponsor pointed that out, and she's like, you need to do what that book says. And I said, absolutely fucking not. Like, how dare you?
Yeah,
you
right.
know, like,
fuck them.
Yeah, fuck them. You know, I want to hold on. There's like few people you want to hold on being angry to because it like rationalizes your disdain for them.
Yeah.
And so I was holding on to these resentments and eventually I was like, okay, I can't do this because then when you hold on to resentments, like I'm sure you catch on, it's like it comes out of you in different ways that you no longer want to be a part of, you know? So I'm being restless, irritable, and discontent.
Yeah.
And I'm mean to my best friend, or I'm not paying attention to my son as much, or I'm doom scrolling, you know, like all these behaviors that don't coincide with me anymore.
Right.
And so I had to start praying for this one chick. and I still pray for her like a year and a half later. I'm still praying. It's not all the way better. Okay. But yeah, it changed my life because now there's so many people that I accept. Yeah. And I've learned the biggest thing I've learned in the program this time around is like having God.
Yeah.
You know, and that can look different for all people. I mean, like my God is Jesus Christ. And
okay.
And I've been able to really rely solely on him rather than outside people, you know. And it's the first person I go to when I have a problem or I find myself stuck in a situation, or even when I'm at school and I'm scared to take a test, like the first person I go to is God. And I get down on my knees, and that's not a joke when people say that and they're like, oh, get on your knees and pray, you know. And if your God doesn't look like mine, still do it to your God, you know. Absolutely. And it's changed everything in my life. I'm actually getting baptized next Sunday.
No way.
I know. And
wow.
I know. I'm like this. It's because I'm getting married in a month too, and I'm like, I want to be with God, like in God's will, and I'm like, we're doing things right this time around, you know. And like, you know, Joe.
Of course I know Joe.
Yeah.
Hey, Joe.
Hey, Joe. He's all, when is it gonna be uploaded? But yeah, even going back, like, fuck, I met Joe in 2021, and
wow.
Yeah, I've known him for a while, but we don't like. Oh, it's just so crazy to see him in 2021, 60 days sober, and he was just like this total tweaker from East County. And I was like, what does this guy want from me right now? Like, why is he, you know, he's like smiling and like got those flirty eyes, and he's like, hey, Rio. I'm like, who the fuck are you? You know, like I'm super judgmental, totally still in my disease, resting on my laurels, like hanging out with all those shitty people. And I'm like, this nice dude is just trying to say hi, probably trying to hit on me too because he's a newcomer, you know. And I'm like, shit. And yeah, and then like fast forward, you know, 5 years, and we're about to get married.
That's awesome.
Which is crazy. Yeah. And yeah, talk about this program working too, like to watch people come in at 2021 and then like me go out, but they stay here and they're like completely different by like the grace of God. You know, I've watched God work in so many people's lives in this program.
Absolutely.
you know, and that's what keeps me with faith. Like, I know it works, you know, and I never had that relationship. I don't know what your relationship looked like outside of AA with God, but like I couldn't, like I was like, I believe that God's there, but I don't believe in God believes in me, you know?
I did feel like that for a good while. I was a very strong atheist.
Were you really?
Yeah.
I think I remember you saying that.
Yeah, I was raised as a Catholic, but it never resonated with
So you're a recovering Catholic.
I wouldn't even say that though. I was never in it. Like it was like I went to church when I had to go to church, and then I went to school when I had to go to school. It was just, it never like sunk into me like, oh, this is my God, this is my Lord and Savior.
Right.
This is what I truly believe in. It's just like I'm just here,
Yeah.
just here, you know.
Checking my P's and Q's.
Right. So I wouldn't say we're covered Catholic completely, but yeah, I was like indifferent for sure because I see people's shitty behaviors in church.
Right. Well, that's the thing is a lot of times, any religious, you know, denomination.
It's
will,
hard to differentiate.
Yeah. Well, they'll hide behind their religion. Like I've seen that in a lot of Christians, you know, who are like, oh, I can rationalize my behavior because God will forgive me, and that's not how it works. You know, God already forgave you, sure, but you don't get to act like an asshole. You know, like,
Right.
and that's how a lot of people do it. They're like, oh, my thinking's right because God's
Yes.
my like. No, I don't believe in like radical views like that. That's crazy. So I found like I had God, like I said, but AA really showed me what a relationship I can have with it.
Exactly. I was about to get set.
Yeah. So it's been a miracle in itself for sure. And I mean, also it's like I have my son back.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and like a real alcoholic,
Okay.
I fucking went back to school at 30 days fucking so
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
fully 28 years old, hadn't been in high school for the last 10 years. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna just apply to community college,
Yeah.
you know? And like, mind you, I graduated by the skin of my teeth, you know? Like, I was not super smart or anything like that. And yeah, after a year and a half of going to school and staying sober, I got an associate's degree.
That's awesome. That's fucking.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, so I have an associate's in psychology. And then I got accepted to UCSD.
Wow.
That's where I'm working on.
Yo.
Yeah, dude. You guys, UCSD is like, to me, it was like, you don't get into that. Like, people, I guess, don't get into that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
or at least people like me. I'm sure everyone else, like, I have that inferiority complex,
Yes.
you know? So I'm like, you know, I'm like, it's DEI. That's the only way I'm getting here, you know? That's why they want me.
Yeah.
And no, but I mean, I got out of school with like a 3.8, like when I transferred over. 3.8, yeah.
That's wow.
Fucking insane.
It's right there.
I know. I'm still like, I disputed a grade because I got a C in sign language or whatever.
Ah.
Well, whatever. I'm like, fuck it.
Yeah, yeah,
You know, like, but yeah, dude, I got into UCSD and like, the imposter syndrome came like right away. I'm like, they looked at the wrong application or like whatever.
Right.
But now I'm there and I feel like I belong,
That's awesome.
you know, and like although I'm like 30 amongst 18-year-olds and shit, like I found my way and I work for UCSD as well. Like I work for
Oh, you work for the campus?
Yeah, well, not the campus. I actually work for the UC sentencing program.
Oh, okay.
So I help admin and helping to bring like jobs into the women's correctional facility in Chino.
That's what?
Yeah, it's super cool. We're actually making a cookbook right now.
Hell yeah.
Of, like how to make certain food inside the jail to comfort women who are like whether it's for holidays or like birthdays and
Right.
it's really sweet. It's super cute. Some of this kindness, you know, women who just love each other and have built a community inside that want to be able to still learn and educate one another.
Yeah.
Which I think is really rad.
Absolutely.
And I love that I get to be a part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what are you studying for?
Psychology. So
I see.
like I just want to get my BA in psych. In that way I can do either forensic psychology or criminology, something like that.
Oh, that's awesome.
But yeah.
Wow, that's so amazing. And you're doing all these like big things so early on.
I know.
Well, I mean, few years, but
Right.
what I'm saying is that you're much more like in a better place. I feel like in life than where I was at, and I think it's awesome. I think it's really cool that.
But then you say that, and I've like, dude, I've seen you kill it out here with like what you've created. Like, anytime we do panels together, I'm always like, hold on, you neglected to tell the entire room what you've done for the harm reduction community, and I'm like stunned by you. And
That's how I am.
it's fucking rad, dude. Like, who would have thought you? Because you did this on a fluke, wasn't it? Like,
No, it was totally yeah, it was like just like a one and done deal
right.
situation. Like it was like a box, cool. I'm honoring my homeboy, and then and I'm honoring other people that I used to get high with and stuff like that. But it was never intended to be a thing at all.
Right.
It was just like a one and done deal.
Right.
And
That's crazy, but that's
it was not my plan.
yeah, it's not well, it's not your plan because that's God's plan. We just like to get in the way sometimes, but God had a bigger plan for you.
Yeah.
And that's the type of shit I'm talking about, is like we get to see others achieve so much through this program if they just like continue to do the right thing, and that's what you've done. And I mean, everyone knows the fuck fentanyl guy, It's so funny. You're like a celebrity in the recovery program.
I don't really like that, but thank you.
You're like, I'm completely uncomfortable with that fact. Yeah.
So you're about to get married and starting out a career. Yeah. Oh, is that wrong?
Yeah.
What other plans you got for your future?
I think getting done with school, I'm also moving to Reno.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
I was wondering about that because I know he's up in there.
Yeah, I've got that union iron worker husband.
Yeah.
Who makes the good money out there.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I'm gonna move up there in July.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm finish out my schoolwork at UNR. I've already been in contact with them to finish my bachelor's degree. And what's crazy, because God's plan always is they have a program for behavioral analysis and a criminology master's up there. So
Really up there.
yeah, which they don't have here. They don't have that program at UCSD.
Interesting.
Yeah, so they have far more I don't know, stuff that I need in order to get what I want with school. And yeah, so we're gonna start a life out there. Recovery does not look like it does.
No, it does. I've been told. I've been told a lot.
It's pretty gnarly. So
It's like maybe one or two meetings.
there's one meeting hall, one in Carson City. Like that's where we'll be living.
Yeah.
Is one meeting hall, and it's like 5 minutes from our house, but it's
Yeah.
very, very small amount of people.
Yeah.
It's usually all court cards, which is fine.
Right.
But what like instead of looking at it as like, oh, I'm gonna miss AA in North County or I'm gonna miss San Diego AA, it's like I get to like bring this kind of recovery up there.
Yeah.
And like and that's what God wants me to do. God intends for that type of stuff. And
I love
I'm
that.
privileged. Yeah, because we are so lucky down here.
Yeah.
Like
Have fun.
we have so much fun. There's so many things going on, and like I don't know what's that thing called, the young people's nasty paw. Or what is
Yeah. Nasty ball.
nasty paw? They always got something going on for young.
Yeah, almost every week.
Yeah, right. Dude, they've had some of the craziest shit I've seen at Nasty Ball. They've like stayed up to like 5 or 6 in the morning drinking Red Bull and playing games.
Yeah.
I'm like, you guys are fucking out of your mind,
Are you guys on meth?
Yeah, well, who's really sober here? You know what I mean? But yeah, it's been incredible to like be a part of the sobriety down here and work with the people I do. And
Absolutely.
CA is one of the best too. Love CA.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Love CA.
I love my little meeting.
I know that Friday meeting is so good too.
Yes.
It's like because when I first got sober back in 2020, I didn't know there was CA meetings. Like I didn't know there was.
Oh, you did?
No. I thought there was only like NA, AA, and then I knew about Heroin Anonymous because that was the first meeting I went to.
Okay.
But I didn't know that there's meetings for using outside of NA.
I see.
And I was not. The first time I went to NA, like, because I'm not an NA girly.
Yeah.
Which, like, maybe is my own experience. I'm sure a lot of people get what they need out of NA.
Sure.
But I went to an NA meeting. I was 3 months, something around there sober, and I went to one at the pier in Oceanside.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, this is all right, just chilling. And then by the end of the meeting, 5 different people came up to me and asked me if I wanted to get high. It was like 5 different guys, like, by the bathroom in Oceanside. And I'm like, are we sure this is working? Like, I was shook,
Yeah.
No,
I had that same experience. Only one person, but because I'm a dude, so you want to go get high?
Right?
What?
I was like, what is fucking happening here? And at the time I was in sober living, or I probably would have, you know what I mean? And that scared me enough to not want to go back.
Yeah.
So I didn't go back to NA, but I know a lot of people in NA who are amazing and have a lot of time in recovery. And every avenue works.
Yeah. Not to knock nobody.
No, we don't knock down here, because a lot of people fucking hate AA.
I know.
Everyone's like the NA or the AA program sucks. Everybody's just a bunch of like white 40-year-old dudes who talk about God the whole time. And it's like, you're not wrong, Come on.
I mean, yeah,
You're not wrong.
You're a typical nooner, probably. That's what.
Yeah, that's exactly what you're gonna run into. Like some fucking guy named Chris who's just like just shouting big book quotes the whole time, cliches and shit. Yeah.
Right.
But we need to keep him around,
No, seriously.
It's but yeah, I mean AA only really worked for me because I was able to find the women, and the women in AA for some reason I really connected with, and they had what I wanted, which originally was just like custody of their children and like car insurance under their name,
right.
Like that's all I need.
Right.
And so I don't know, I stuck around AA for a long time, and then started venturing out to the different anonymous programs. I'm not one for like Coda or any of that stuff, but
Oh, really?
yeah, dude, there's so many anonymous programs out there that people are like, you gotta go to this one and this one and this one. And like, I'm not that fucked up. Like, I might have get drug problems, but I'm okay,
I just keep it simple.
Yeah, keep it simple.
Right.
For real. I feel like a lot of the times, and this is my experience with AA too, is like everybody nowadays, and I don't remember it being this bad. Maybe it was, but back in 2021 or whatever, and everybody's got something else going on.
Yeah.
Everybody's like so much shit, and like the dual diagnosis of being like,
Oh, dude, yeah.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's so crazy to me. And like, I'm super stoked that people, have found people who they connect with and can like work on their struggles with or whatever. But I'm a big believer on just like staying sober without all the extras, because when I came to this program or when I went to rehab, they were telling me, they're like, oh, you're manic bipolar and you're this, you're that. And the best way I treated, or like with what I did with those diagnoses, was not use a bunch of fucking prescriptions and shit.
Right.
Because it made my head sick.
Right.
I tried to do like the antidepressant stuff and it fucked me up. Like for me, and this is my experience, what other people have to do for their anxiety or depressions or whatever diagnoses they have, it's like, do what your doctor tells you to do. For me, it was like, I had a fog constantly if I ever took anything that was for SSRIs or whatever they are. And that changed my whole life when I stopped trying to like placate to that,
I feel that.
Like,
I had a similar experience with psychiatric medication.
Did you?
Yes. Like maybe 2000. Well, my first rehab.
Okay.
I got prescribed prescription medication because I thought I was legit crazy.
Yeah.
I kind of diagnosed myself.
Okay.
And it was a little bit of abuse. And then, especially when I took a fucking Seroquel, that shit knocked me out for a whole fucking day.
Yeah.
Horse pill. Like,
Yeah. I remember the Seroquel.
Sleep all day.
Right.
But anyways, so that was like my first rehab experience. There's other stuff too, but anyways, I was going to get that outside enterprise type of help for a couple years, and then when I was in jail, I was fighting a case, and then I ended up getting sentenced and court ordered to go to a treatment center. Well, this treatment center actually does not allow any sort of med at the time. It's different now.
Right.
And at the time, no meds at all.
Crazy.
And then I was like, fuck, man, like how do I do that? Like
how do I get around this?
Right, how do I get around it? And then I was like, well, fuck it, man. I mean, I'm like, it's 4 fucking months. Like, if I'm fucking crazy, I'm fucking crazy.
Right.
And I had my moments there for sure. Like I've lost my shit,
Yeah.
but because I was super irritable, super discontent,
Right.
High emotions at all times.
Exactly.
I didn't sleep at night. Like, you know what I mean? It was just, that's just how, but I'm so grateful that I got off that stuff when I could. And, I found a lot of like what was wrong with me. It was just because I just had a lot of, I had a lot of resentments. I had a lot of,
Spiritual malady.
yeah,
That God-sized hole.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. That's exactly what was going on.
I feel that, and I feel like people, my experience, right? So like I feel like other people can relate to that, right? It's like we have this God-sized hole, and we're trying to find so many different like tangible things to put inside of ourselves to make that go away, and it never goes away until we do the steps, until we find a God that we can do business with, until we have people we can speak to about issues inside and outside the program, and that's where I was like lacking at one point, and that's when I decided to get prescribed antidepressants, which just fucked me up even more.
Right.
And then I found myself relapsed 2 months later,
Right.
and I'm like, this is not the get down,
No, it's not.
And so I've talked to a couple women about that stuff, and I'm no medical professional. I do not let I'm on you all.
Fentanyl guy does not your site diagnosis.
Fentanyl guy does not do medical prescriptions.
Right.
Thank God, we would suck. Oh my gosh, but yeah, dude. I mean, I should not play any sort of psychiatrist or chemist. I've tried my best out there before. I'm like, if I take this at this time, I'm gonna be high. I'm gonna start coming down. So I need this much at this time, and fuck, And I remember hating the Xanax or whatever.
Oh yeah.
But everyone's like, not everyone. It was me. I don't know why I say everyone. I was like, okay, they get like all loopy if they take this. So if I stay high for 6 days, then if I take a Xanax, I'll come down. The come down won't be so bad, and I'll just pass the fuck out.
Yeah.
And like, but that kind of thinking's crazy, like the insanity of like how we would, fix our high or make it ration out what we're gonna use. It's just crazy to me.
It is.
And now I'm over here talking about how I can't take antidepressants. Just such a joke,
Right. I know. I trip out on it too, man. Trust me.
Yeah, dude. Like,
I mean,
it's a big old trip.
yeah. You'll find, if you can find a fucking shortcut, to fixing that spirituality, we do it,
Right. And I think that's the big thing with this sobriety time is I've really dug into that big book and worked with, and being of service, that has changed my life. Being of service, like that whole part, the 3 parts of the triangle, right? The unity, recovery, and service. If I do all 3 of those parts of that triangle equally, instead of trying to like dive fully into service and give my all into service while not working on my recovery or not doing the fellowship, like I get irritable, restless, and discontent, like it talks about. But when I'm, equally trying to be part of my recovery, part of the service work, and part of the fellowship, my life is pretty mellow.
Right.
And like that God-sized hole gets filled with so much love and support, and I have like relationships today. Like I told you earlier, that I had horrible relationships with women and my mom, and I came in here and I was like, how the fuck am I supposed to sit down and sing Kumbaya with these bitches and sit in a circle and cold hands and cry? Like, fuck this. So I get down, like,
and gonna be that big bitch.
Yeah, I'm not her. And then they're like, well, get vulnerable. And I'm like, growing up, I'm sure you can understand, is like vulnerability was a weakness. Like, you don't fucking know my story. You're not gonna hear how sad I was or what hurts me. I'm gonna keep face the whole time because that's like vulnerability was a weakness. But I found in this program it's been my strength, and like I've gotten, I sit down with women and we talk about really raw things, and like we cry and we laugh, and it has saved my life. And I no longer have like these mommy issues. Like my mom's one of us, and I get to love her.
That's awesome.
Because of this program. Like it's been amazing. Like if there's anything I can get back from it, it's that. Being able to love my mom again, knowing she's just like us, just sick. So
I absolutely love that. I mean, and for sure, I mean, it goes without being said. Your actions that you've done for the women in recovery. I mean, it shows.
Oh, thank you.
It absolutely shows. I mean, you're such a kick-ass fucking person, man.
Aw,
I admire I mean, I admire how much you've grown and you have like been a big part of the recovery community,
thank you.
and it's amazing. And I'm so happy for you for your new life ventures that you're coming up and having your son back and
Right.
getting to be with your family again and
All the things,
all the nice things.
and it's so nice to hear, especially from yourself. You've seen me from rolling in here 98 pounds, just miserable as fuck. And then, to where I am today. And like, yeah, it's an honor, like I said, to be here. And even if you would have asked me 2.5 years ago, right? Like, where do you see yourself
Right.
in 2.5 years? I wouldn't be here. My where I thought I'd be was not ever high. I thought I was always going to be like bottom dweller, like picking up from other people, sucking other people dry, so to be here and be a part of a community that I feel so connected to, and like the freedom that I get from staying sober. And it's not just staying sober, like I put in the work daily, just like you put in the work daily for your community. And we get on the phone with other alcoholics to like ensure their sobriety. Right. And that's even today I was talking to one of my sober girlies, and we talk in a way that I wasn't introduced to talking to before. Like, we don't talk shit. We don't believe in gossip. We believe in solution.
Yeah.
We believe in having assertive conversation that's going to come out with a suggestion and an action. And that's not how it was before. I'd be like on the phone with girls like, fuck that bitch, let's get her, crazy, like talking crazy. And now I don't even have relationships like that. And like, people who do not lift me up do not belong in my life. And if I'm not lifting them up, they need to come to me. We need to come up with a way to lift each other up.
Absolutely.
And I think that's been serious. Like, one of the biggest changes is having real, authentic relationships where you lift each other up. You like root for each other.
Yeah.
And love their successes. I'm sure you've had friends in the past who like shit on you when you're doing well.
Right.
Or want what you have, so they like take from you. And so these types of relationships today like are insane.
It is.
And that, I think, has been one of the biggest blessings, is finding those friendships.
It is. We just give what we've been given.
Right. Like, I remember meeting my first sponsee, right? And like, what's crazy is me and her used to get loaded together. And like, we were miserable. She was one of those isolators who would like get loaded in a room.
Yeah.
And I would just sit and chill with her because she liked to get high the way I like to get high. And then eventually I kind of like disappeared. And she's like, where have you been? I was like, I've been sober. And like, I was able to be someone in recovery that she later got to be with. She's like, I want a way out. How'd you get out of this life? And like, that's what we get to do too, is like, we get to be like, what is it, attraction rather than promotion.
Absolutely.
And so, you get to go. I'm sure so many people are like, how did you get sober, Louise? And like, I get the same interaction too sometimes. And I'm like, it's just one day at a time. And I'm like, right now I'm working on trying to get a girl into the First Step house.
Awesome.
Because she, like, women who have kids, like, we see each other. I'm like, God, I need what she has. I want my kids back in my life. There's so many things that we're privy to today. And we get to help at the same time, which is incredible.
It is.
It
is. I absolutely, I'm so fucking grateful that, we're able to get to that place, be in that position.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Because, I mean, it's been a while since I've been loaded, but I still remember like those early days, you know what I mean?
Right.
Feeling alone and just like wanted to just fucking give up, and you know what I mean?
Right.
Call it a life, and you know what I mean?
Right.
So, when somebody does reach out their hand, selflessly, just to do it because they know what it's like, man. It's such a powerful thing.
Truly. Yeah. I mean, I remember, like, I tried to, I mean, I'm pretty good distance from my last drink, but I do remember the last time I, like, tried to off myself.
Yeah.
And that was not my get down initially.
Right.
I was way too, like, egomaniac to want to
Right.
do that. And, but I remember finally hitting that point where I was like, I don't even want to be here anymore.
Right.
Like, what is the purpose of this? You know, and to have another woman, you know, come to me first and like try to have me intervene in that for her, like, God, what it like, I wish I had that thinking, you know, and like, luckily I had people who were intervening on me constantly, but
Right.
you know, the way that the disease manifests is it's like, it wants us drunk. I mean, it wants us dead, but it'll take us drunk and loaded.
Right.
You know, and that's how I was like finding my disease really manifesting, and it was like, oh my, it's just progressing. Like the more and more, the older I was getting, the more and more I was just like, you want to go, you need to go, you're done, you know.
Yeah.
And so to see other women, you know, take initiative and like want help for themselves and reach out, like you said, that's such a blessing.
It is.
You know.
Nice. Well, I appreciate your time again, Rio. You're
Yeah.
amazing fucking person. So glad we got this done.
I know. This is amazing. I feel like I just rambled on for an hour. With my allergies. I'm all
You did great.
wiping my nose, drinking my little Celsius. So thank you so much.
Absolutely. I appreciate you again. I mean, couldn't have a better person to be number 200.
Oh, that's so sweet. I love that. That's amazing. No, this is great. And thank you for being the fuck fentanyl guy.
Absolutely. Well, fuck fentanyl. Woo.